Hello everyone. So good morning, at least for me. It's a Saturday morning and I came in because of this thing right here. So I recently did a unboxing video where I received this from Element 14 for competing in their Design for a Challenge contest for 2021. And you know, when I saw that I got one of the runner-up prizes, this sucker right here, you know, I was kind of excited, but I didn't realize what I was getting. I just saw this multimeter, and I thought it was one of those cheap little things that cost about $15 that you build yourself type thing. And so I already said, well, I'll just give it away because I've got plenty of multimeters. And then I unboxed it, and I saw what it was, and I'm like, oh, this looks like a pretty decent multimeter. And then when after I packed everything up from that video, I saw that. Bluetooth. I'm like, what the heck does that mean? So I opened up the manual and started flipping through it. To connect to a mobile device. There's apparently also a desktop software, but you got to use a special Bluetooth dongle from the company, and I haven't found anything out about that. I haven't tried it yet because I can't install stuff on these school computers, but I decided let's take a look at this. It's making me really want to keep this for myself, and I think I'm going to end up buying one. But let's get out some of this here useful stuff. And we're going to do some playing around here. So the first thing I had to do was find the software, and that was kind of difficult because of the way they had it labeled. But after doing some searching, I found this app in the Android store, MCP multimeter BLE. And when you look at it, when it comes up in the search, you really see the Japanese characters. And you're like, that can't be it. Plus, there's only 500 downloads of it. So it seemed a little odd. And I ignored it at first, but I did a little bit of internet research and I found it. And I downloaded it and I opened it. And as you can see, it looks like what's exactly posted. If you see the screenshots there. So it looked like the right thing, so I figured let's give it a try. So I turned it on, and then I had to figure out how to turn the Bluetooth on. So I can see the Bluetooth signal there, so I hit this a few times. It didn't do anything, or at least what I did, it just switched between frequency and voltage is all it did. See, that wasn't what I wanted. So, but if I push and hold it, you see my Bluetooth icon starts blinking. So if I come over here, and we can see it scanning, and then BDM pops up. I select it, and then we get the connection really fast. So you can see it says I'm connected here. So what I'm going to do now, got my probes. Got my trusty power supply turned on. And that should come off, shouldn't it? That thread's off. There we go. Grab that. And you can see it works. as I change the volt values, it responds surprisingly fast. And then I can control the multimeter. So I changed AC, and since I'm using a DC power supply, so I can go back. I can change range from whichever setting I want all the way back to auto. See, now I'm in millivolt. We've got an overload. Well, apparently it's not going to go back to auto. We're learning this as we go. There we go. Now we're back to auto. We've got to leave it apparently. I can change, through everything. It just works. It even has hold functions. So I can hit hold, change my voltage, nothing changes. And then turn the hold off. And it also logs everything you do. You get a graph, you get incremental, you can actually change these values, which is really cool. You can also connect multiple meters at one time and do dual recording, which is pretty impressive. And then you'll have arrows you can switch through which one you want, especially when you're in the wrong button. When you're in this, you can just switch back and forth if you have multiples. And then a really cool but slightly annoying feature,
DC 11.68 voltage.
And it just keeps reading it off.
DC 11.68 voltage. DC 15.64 voltage. DC 253 millivoltage.
It's a little annoying.
DC 527.9 millivoltage.
But it's kind of cool. And so it's simple, but it works, and this could be extremely useful for when working in confined spaces to where you can't necessarily see the screen. It takes the hold function, which is standard on most multimeters now, to a whole nother level. So this is a really cool multimeter. I saw a lot of hate on it, and because of the software. They advertise it as a Bluetooth multimeter, but they don't follow up on the app aspect of it as well. But considering what this thing cost, I just had it up on the Newark website. Let's see, where'd that go? I lost my window. Apparently it shut down. But I think it was like $40, and that's, for what this is capable of, that's a dang good price. I don't know how it's going to do longevity wise, and I don't know how well it's going to hold its accuracy over time compared to, say, the Fluke 115s that we use here in the lab. It's a little bit bigger, but it's got more features. I really like, because this is an electronics lab we have here, we've got micro current, and when you're dealing with modern electronics, microcurrents is extremely important. So I'm probably going to buy one of these for myself and still give this away to the students. I'm going to come up with some little contest for my students this semester and give this away, hopefully to inspire them. I'll do a follow-up video on what the project is and who wins it and why I gave it to them and all that fun stuff. But this is a really cool multimeter. I'm blown away by it. That app just kind of puts it over the top. There's even a desktop app. I don't know if there's iOS. On Newark's website, they have a digital manual that says iOS, but I saw somebody complaining that they couldn't find an iOS app. So maybe it's just because of their poor documentation it couldn't be found. But you know, we'll see. I hope you enjoyed this quick little show off of this thing, but we'll see you next time.